Okay, guys. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome today. Welcome to the marketplace with Uche Onoche today. I'm glad to have you guys here. Ewolo, welcome to Zoom. Welcome those of you on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Welcome all of you. I welcome all of you here this evening. Today we're talking about timeless leadership lessons. Okay, it's just like when you go to the village and you meet your grandfather who is telling you a tale about what happened in their own time and how you can use it for present times, things like that. So it's just like you're coming to meet the grandfather who has gotten information from his grandfather and all that, and we're going to pass it down. But it is a good thing that we understand timeless leadership lessons, because leadership really is the in thing now in the corporate world. In the corporate world, it's all about leadership. It's all about leadership. Oh, now they're concentrating more on people, how to lead people, than just talking about sales and how to make money, because they've seen that people make money. People, before they look at brands, I remember many years ago, people talk about brands as if brands are invincible. You have a good logo, you have a good brand, and that brand should work on its own. It did work for a while, but now brands cannot be successful without people. So leading people has to be the ultimate, really. So we must be able to know how to lead. What is leadership? Leadership is about influence, how to influence people to get things done, how to influence people to achieve things. So today we're talking about something, and we're talking about something quite interesting. Um, Something quite interesting today, and that is the timeless leadership lessons. And here this evening, you're with your grandfather. Just assume that we're African, so we talk like this. You're with your grandfather, and we just want to share the timeless lessons that has kept us as a people. So leadership is core to everything that we do, even in the family, even at home, everywhere we are. We need to talk about leadership. So let's just go right into it, and let me just give you a brief overview about, before we go into the lessons that I have for you today. Corporate leadership are ever in search of distinction. They are always in search of distinction to have their impact felt. Corporate leadership are always in search of distinction as they seek to have their impact felt and their influence reverberate throughout the organization. Yes, distinction. Everybody wants to stand out. Everybody wants to be distinct. So they seek to have their impact felt. So for this to have, corporations are seeking to evaluate the value, elevate the value of their brand proposition, the competitiveness of people, and their sustainable financial foothold in the marketplace. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about corporations are looking for how to elevate their brand proposition, their brand, what they promised you that they are going to do. The brand is the feeling people have, the experience people take away from your product or services, and they remember you by. The brand are the things that you promise us that you are going to give. So this is elementary explanation of brand. Brand is more than that, but they are looking at elevating the value. that their brand proposition of their brand proposition. So they are pushing value, competitiveness of their people, the workforce. Like the workforce, you can't take away leadership because we're talking about that people and their sustainable financial foothold in the marketplace. But the thing is, many organizations still lack leadership substance. What do I mean by that? That well-roundedness that is required for them to stay ahead of the game, be ahead of the pack. So leadership is organizations now and the training for their staff. A lot of leadership training is now being proposed in organizations like never before. I've had to ask an organization that wanted to train in leadership, and they say no, that leadership is, will I train people to go and become leaders and leave the organization? No, I don't think I want to do that. But times have changed now. People want to train leaders because the more leaders you have in the organization, the more you have people that can take initiative, that can lead. And when you have those people that can lead in an organization, you see that the organization will turn around. So this is the time to establish a solid foundation for anybody that wants to do well in any organization. If you are in paid employment or you are employing people, this is time to establish a foundation on which to build your team. It starts with building team. And how do you build a team? How to recruit and retain top talent. These are some of the things that we have done here. I've taught here this year. Incorporate the new best practices, very important, and establish performance standards and expectations in support of the business strategy that you have. So it is time for us to begin as a corporation, as an entity business, as people, to begin to build teams, to recruit, how to recruit and sustain and retain top talent, incorporate the new best practices. We must be current to understand the new best practices, establish performance standards and expectations as in line with your business strategy, which I believe that you have. Leaders must evaluate how their leadership brand is being perceived by others, and whether or not that perception is right for them, or if their strength has grown, they become tired, or they require to boost it up a bit. You must, as leaders, the leadership of any organization, be able to test, to evaluate how people perceive your brand. It's very important. It's very important, and there are many techniques. And when we're talking about branding and all that, I've shared some of the techniques that you can use to find out how people perceive your brand. Maybe someone here is shaking their head, so maybe I think it's something that I'll probably do. Again, how do people perceive their brand, and whether or not it's grown tired or they need to boost it up. Successful leaders must reach out to those before them who have already lived the situation they are about to experience themselves. So it means that we must be able to embrace perspective as nuggets of wisdom in preparation for what lies ahead. Preparation for what lies ahead. We must be able to reach out to the people that have been there, people that know, and so we can prepare ourselves for it. So now we're going to talk about timeless leadership lessons to help us accelerate the advancement of our career, to generate outcomes and that are both successful and significant for the organization that we serve. Okay, so the first lesson I want to talk about this evening, I see that some people are coming. I see Chika Chukwono. Okay, Chika Chukwono, welcome. I see Bobby, welcome. I see Bolua. Bolua. Um, okay. I see Bolu here. I can, the writing is small. I see Bolu here. Welcome. And also to Grace and the people on Zoom. You guys, welcome. I'm talking about timeless leadership. And now I want to begin to get into the points of timeless leadership that we need for to help us in our business or any endeavor that we find ourselves. The first one is opportunities are everywhere, but few people have eyes to see them. So it means that you need to have keen eyes. You must have keen eyes to be able to see those opportunities. You have to have keen eyes to see those opportunities. As leaders, we must begin to look beyond the obvious. We must begin to look beyond the obvious, but look beyond the obvious and open our eyes to see the opportunities previously unseen. Okay? And to see opportunities previously unseen. What do I mean by that? Leadership requires you to have a secular view. As a leader, you must have a secular view. And when you begin to grow complacent, you only see the things before you. That's how you know that you are growing complacent, because you are only seeing the things before you. And so what it means is that you only seeing the obvious details that are presented to you, rather than the things that lie around you, beneath you, and beyond what you seek. Okay, so you must be able to see the things that lie around you, beneath you, and beyond. So as a leader, when there's crisis or being in peacetime or whatever, you must be able to look beyond what is on your table, to look beyond what is presented to you. I've seen leaders that are more like caged. Will I call it caged? I think they are more like separated from reality. They are removed from reality. You only get to know what people around you tell you is happening. And when that can be dangerous, because you are not able to fully analyze the things that are brought to you. People analyze it before they bring it to you, and you say, oh, this is a trusted hand, this is a trusted hand, and it's a trusted hand, I trust him, and because of that, you don't see beyond. Opportunities are everywhere. Opportunities are everywhere. If you have a product line, there is I've seen businesses grow from they're doing one thing, then after a while they start doing two other things from that thing that they are doing. It's just like petroleum jelly. You can use from the extract from the crude oil, use petroleum jelly to do practically whatever you want with the jelly, petroleum jelly. So the thing is, the same principle applies to whatever you're doing. There is a need. If you're doing to bottle water, there might be need for you to see things out there that you can capitalize on. Don't think that what is before you is all there is to see. Don't think that all that is before you is all that you need to see. At every particular point in time, opportunities come by. In life, opportunities come and go. So anybody that feels that what you see or what you have is enough, then that there's a bit of error in that. Because even if your company is doing well, there's opportunities are coming. Opportunities. Are you discussing with your clients? You might have a great number of clients, but they want something else. And if you don't interact with them, you might not be able to capitalize on the opportunity to produce something or to offer one service that the customers need, in addition to what you're already offering them. So opportunities that there is more than, is more. I refuse to, for me as a person, I refuse to believe that all I see is all there is. And once you make up your mind that all you see is not all there is, opportunities will come your way. All you see is not all there is. There is more than meets the eyes. We all know that. So try and have that mentality that there's more. Because if you don't think like that, your mindset becomes stagnated, because you are not stretching your mental muscles, and you're not stretching your perspective enough to see what you want to see that might be out there. There might be other things there. You have to exercise your muscle. So when your staff are talking, or whoever, whether you are the owner or the head of head of a department or unit or whatever, people are presenting. You have to train yourself to look more than what people are saying, to think more than what people are saying. You need to say, what can we do more? You need to ask yourself those kind of questions. What can I do more? What can I bring out? See, an inquisitive mind is a creative mind. An inquisitive mind is a creative mind. And once you are inquisitive, once you want to learn about something, what happens is that more opportunities will come for you. The people that have more opportunities are people that are curious, want to know why, want to know what is happening. So if you're comfortable, I bet you your creative juice is not flowing as it ought to. But if you are inquisitive and know that there's more that can come out from this thing that I'm doing, there's more, I can have more. And once you believe that, opportunities, you begin to see more opportunities. But now, we entrepreneurs usually fall into the trap of things are okay, it's stable, things are okay, it's stable, I can see, I can project, I can see some certain things. So there's no need for us to be looking out of opportunities. I asked a friend of mine one day, and I said, don't you think you need to do something else? And he said, what am I, that you want me to go and be looking for trouble? Now that these things are working well, what am I looking for? You are like stuck in that success. It's like a trap. It's an illusion of success. You are trapped in it. You are trapped in that success and that illusion of success. And once you are trapped in that place, you are stagnant. You cannot move. It's like you are in a trap. That trap has caught you. So you become complacent. You just become comfortable. You don't want to do anything. But when you find yourself that you are not creating things, you are not, your company hasn't, there's no creative idea, there's nothing, we are just doing well in what we're doing. There was this lady, I keep trying to always remember her. She's Women in Power, I think it's Women in Power, women, but it has to do with the marketplace. And she said she was one of the first women that was asked to head a multi-billion-dollar corporation that runs across many nations, and she said the best time to innovate is when things are going well. The best time to make changes is when things are going well, because when things are going well, you are like someone that is at the top of the mountain. There's nowhere else to go but to begin to come down, for things to begin to plateau. Once you stay at a place for a particular time, even law of diminishing returns sets in, and you begin to plateau. So once she said that, I started reasoning and I'm putting two and two together. I said, look, once things are okay, I think that is the time to diversify. That is time to look for other opportunities. That is the time to become more creative so you can get more out of what you are doing. So don't fall into that trap. If you are in that trap, as you're listening to me, it's time for you to reshuffle the deck and map out internal and external factors that are influencing your thinking. What is influencing my thinking? Why am I not particularly, why are we not churning out ideas in preparation for opportunities? Or why are we not smelling opportunities? So I think that you now have to check what are the things influencing your thinking. You must begin to identify areas that can be improved, such as your relationship. Do I have the right kind of relationship with my clients? Do I have the right kind of relationship with my staff? Do I have the right kind of relationship with my suppliers, with my vendors? Do I have the right kind of relationship with government agencies? Some of these things can stop you from having the right kind of responding or even discerning and the right kind of opportunities that are coming your way. So you have to also think what is called workshop culture. You must have a workshop culture in your organization, which simply means that learning, continuous learning, avenues to learn on the job. The job is like a workshop. You are working and you're learning at the same time. Maybe we need to improve our networking. How are you investing in yourself, or lack of it? How are you investing in yourself? These are the kind of thinking that might be able to get you out of that rut. You must be mindful about how you manage opportunities before those things begin to manage you. So you must be able to ask yourself the right questions. What are the things that I need to do for me to be able to see? When you network with the right kind of people, you will understand how to see opportunities. When you are in the right circle and you hear them talk, by the time you leave that place, you will learn one or two things, how to smell opportunities. It's just like animals smelling blood from 2 miles away and they are coming. Entrepreneurs can smell opportunities from 2 miles away. What do I mean by that? Being able to discern opportunities from the places, the things that you do on a daily basis, the places that you go, be able to be ready for opportunities. And for you to be ready for opportunities, you have to develop yourself, because only a developed mind will be able to have keen eyes. What do I mean? If you're not aware of something, even if I put it on top of your nose, you will not be able to recognize it, because you are not how will I say it? You don't have the capacity for it. You don't even have the knowledge of what I'm talking about. So you can't be talking about opportunities where there is no knowledge at all. And so we must be mindful in investing in ourselves, being in the right kind of networking, and create an organization that you learn on the go. And these are some of the things that can help you and your team to be able to recognize opportunities when they come. Okay, another point to this timeless leadership lessons is change management strategy. You must have a change management strategy. Change management simply just means having the unwritten rule in every job description and a critical success factor in your workplace performance. There must be a change management. Is something that I believe that every organization and everybody in an organization should be mindful of. Rather than waiting for change to come to you, you have to be proactive and begin to identify patterns of change so you are prepared to manage it head on. Don't wait until circumstances force your hand to do something. I remember a time I was in sales. I really enjoyed the sales manager I had at that time, though he was able to stay for just a short time, but I learned a lot from him. After everybody has said, he said, look, that was the first time I had, what's the worst case scenario? Let's start from the worst case scenario and build it to the best case scenario. So now this is our budget. We need to make 50 million every week. So what is the worst case scenario that we don't make it? And some of us will be sacked or laid off. But we don't talk about that. What we talk about is the worst case scenario is that we don't meet our target. So what do we do? What do we do? This is the position. We start to think as if we didn't meet our target. Every week, you will tell us, gentlemen, I want you to develop the mindset that you didn't meet your target. Because that is what will wake you up in the night. That is what will get you. And we were asking him, sir, how can we be thinking negatively? Those of us are Christians, we say, is he not confessing negatively? He said, no, you are not confessing, you are thinking it. That once you don't think about such things, you become lazy mentally. Once you feel that you can do it, or they will not sack me now, this my boss is a nice guy, you will become complacent upstairs. You will not be able to push yourself. So he will keep telling me, let's be proactive, let's wait. Then he became GM and he was telling everybody, look, you need to have the mindset of prepare yourself for trouble. Guys, this world, nobody said, God never promised us a stress-free life or a trouble-free life. Because he said, many are the afflictions of the righteous. But he said he would deliver us from all. So what it means is that those challenges or those troubles will meet us, will come to us at one point in time. So we need to be proactive to wait. So I found it interesting to now sit down and create all the worst case scenarios. And the guy is not joking with you. He create all the worst case scenarios, then we begin to build ourselves and prepare ourselves. It's just like soldiers that want to go to a fierce battle and they have to dig trenches and tunnels even when there is no enemy. That was what we were doing. So we were preparing for those worst case scenarios. We had what to do when something happens. Don't wait until something happens. Is it 100%? Of course, it's not 100%. But with time and with the experiences we had, I bet you we were able to project, because this is what it means by forecasting, really. We were able to forecast and project 75%, be proactive 75% to the likely challenges that would befall us as a department, a unit, as a company. And most of the time, 75% of those things happen and we were ready. It was only 25% that we did not get. So somebody that has 75%, is he not pass mark? Is he not A? 75%, guys, is A, right? Yeah. So it means that we're able to forecast, we're able to prepare ourselves, we're able to forecast, we're able to prepare ourselves for the unforeseen circumstances. We call it unforeseen, but some of us, we know it because all our experiences, he said our experiences in sales is almost 100 years if you add all of us together. So why will you tell me we will not know the likely things that can happen to us? Of course we will know the likely. So now begin to tell me all the bad things. I enjoyed that dude very well because he helped me to think, not be scared of negative things. And leaving that period, I became more like comfortable in things. I do my projection, and if I fail, I know better next time. I am more informed next time to be more proactive because I've learned something new, not because failure is coming from my village, not because it's from my stepmother, or not because it's from whatever we say. Those things is because you get better with projections. Some people, it's just like speculation in stock market. You get better at what you are doing. You get better at what you are doing, and this will help you, and this helps you to make those projections. As a leader, you must always have strategy for change, and that was what we did. Unfortunately, those that don't have that strategy, what you are doing is that you increase the risk factor for the organization and the people that you lead. So it means that what we did was 25%. We were 25%. 25% was a low margin in a year to meet the things that we normally don't want to meet. So I think that change management strategy is something all of us need to take seriously. Okay, another thing is that, yes, a change management strategy is the ultimate form of leadership accountability, because you must think carefully about every move you make and the required talent, resources, and investment it takes. So when we make these projections, it's not just making, it has to be in tune and in line with the talents that you have, resources, investment, ideas. So the more talented people you have, the more likely that you are growing. The more talented people you have, the more likely that you are going to make good projections and going to be more ready for change when change comes, because change is a constant thing in life. So, but we must be, to an extent, be ready for that change. A change management strategy forces you to think critically and what you need to do as a leader to minimize risk and maximize reward. And that's what we're talking about. Minimize risk, maximize result. How you execute this strategy and will ultimately define your leadership legacy. Because for some of us, we want to leave a good legacy in the marketplace wherever we work, because it's good for your CV. So be proactive. Don't wait for change before you begin to implement change management strategies, but be proactive, get ready for it. And when it comes, they will not even feel it. Your organization will not feel it. Okay, the third lesson I want to bring out here is entrepreneurial attitude. Entrepreneurial attitude. Entrepreneurship just isn't a business. It's not about businesses anymore. It's about a way of life. Entrepreneurship is, as an entrepreneur, your mind is prepared of the best way of doing things. You realize that as an entrepreneur, for me, I get home, I am looking for the best practices at home, in my house. Because if you are at work, you are looking for the best practices. You get home, you're also looking for the best practices. The best practices to cope with your wife, your kids, the things happening. So entrepreneurship is beyond, is a way of life. It's not just about business. You don't need to be an entrepreneur to be an entrepreneurial. It's about having an entrepreneurial attitude, having an entrepreneurial spirit. An attitude, and what is this attitude? An attitude that is centered on continuous renewal and reinvention of yourself as a leader. You must always be renewing yourself. You must always be trying to make a change around you. That's entrepreneurial attitude. That's entrepreneurial attitude, entrepreneurial spirit. Guys, you do well in the office, take it home. Not take your work home, but take that thing that makes you successful in the office. Take it at home. Take it home also. Take it to your church. Take it to your association. Take it to your old boys association. Take it anywhere, because that is your brand. That is who you are. Your entrepreneurial attitude will always make you be outstanding. So it is not just in the place of business you need to be outstanding. No, you should be outstanding everywhere. You know, without it, companies cannot lead. They can't grow. They can't innovate. Doing on certain times. Entrepreneurial spirit and attitude is what helps you to continue to grow. to continue to innovate, even in times of uncertainty. When you have been operating on cruise control and you have been forced to shift your thinking and renew the ways in which you operate, it makes it very difficult to start reinventing in a moment's notice. But if you have an entrepreneurial mindset, it becomes easy for you. It becomes easy for you to adjust to things. It becomes easy for you to adjust to things. Example, Google is a perfect example of this attitude. They are market leaders yet, yes, but they continually invest and test ideas and ideals that surface from across the entire organization, regardless of hierarchy or rank. This is what makes Google special. This is what makes them outstanding. Is that entrepreneurial spirit that they have introduced to their rank and file, to every level, every strata of the organization. They are teaching you to be entrepreneurial, to take up initiative rather, regardless of your position there. So we must be able to say that have entrepreneurial spirit, and like I said, it cuts across everything in life. Even as a pastor in a church, you have to be entrepreneurial. You have to keep innovating. You have to keep innovating. How can I sell the gospel of Christ to the world? How can I sell it to the youth now that the youth are getting disinterested in gospel? How do I sell it to them the right way? Innovation will tell you. I see a lot of bandwagon, but innovation will tell you what to do, how to reach the youth and sell this gospel to them, how to reach the old and sell this gospel to them. It is being able to continually having this entrepreneurial spirit. And for you to have entrepreneurial spirit, you must inject your organization with the right talent. The right kind of people bring the right kind of ideas. And that right kind of ideas will bring resources into the organization to continue to pursue the right kind of ideas. You must be ready to reach out for the right new relationships. Relationship provokes new things, create momentum. New relationships create momentum, and you need to be able to inject the right kind of people into your organization, talented people, and you will see change. So I leave you on this point: entrepreneurial spirit, entrepreneurial attitude should cut across every area of your life, and you will see a great change. These are timeless leadership lessons. Okay, the fourth one is courage to execute. Execution is what matters. If you are in the business of winning, except you don't want to win, execution, after the vision has been cast, then we move on to execution. Without execution, that vision is just a story. That vision is just a book, an article on your shelf. But execution brings it to life. We all have great ideas, yet many of them remain dormant, only to find our competitors doing that same thing, doing things that we have thought about 5 years ago. But now, even what you thought about 5 months, what you thought about 2 months ago, if you don't do it, somebody else is going to start doing it and you will see it. I keep telling people ideas have expiring dates for you, not expiring dates for the universe, but expiring date for you. So if you don't capitalize on that, if you don't capitalize on it, you know what will happen? It goes away. Somebody else will pick it and run with it. Great leadership is about keeping the organization on its toes, refreshing in the way it thinks. So for you to keep your organization, you must learn how to keep your organization on its toes. Courage to execute. Now we finish all those words in boardroom. Now is the time to execute. Now is the time for us to execute. So that is where you will use to continue to put them on their toes, have them on their toes, and they will continue to innovate. That's why a culture review, you need to do a culture review every 3 to 5 years. That's what management says. Management studies says do a culture review. Me, I believe a culture can be reviewed at any time, 6 months, 1 year. Every year we should review our culture in line with the culture that is working. Guys, what do you think? Because customers need things differently, need different things at different times. And now, it could have been 3 to 5 years before, but now customers are always on the internet. They are well informed. So if you need to also adjust your culture to accommodate this new breed of people that we have, this new breed of clients that you have. So it is not, if you don't have that discipline in place, what it means that to be able to execute, you will find it difficult. When the time comes, don't wait for things to happen before you'll be talking about executing or changing certain things. Change your culture. Anything you need to change to align with the current times, please do it so that you are not left behind. Leaders must keep themselves refreshed with new knowledge, skill set, and aptitude. Remember, I'm always talking about knowledge. New knowledge, new skill sets, and new aptitude. This is what will keep you ahead of the pack. Without these things, you will not be able to execute. You will not be able to, first of all, know how to recognize opportunities. You know how to recognize opportunities, but do you now know how to execute? You have to be knowledgeable. You have to be vast. You have to seek for that knowledge, have that skill set to execute, and have the right aptitude. Time is of most value, and it's up to you to determine how best that you can maximize it. Don't rely on your staff to teach you what you can teach yourself, what you should know. There are certain things as a boss you should know. There are certain things your staff can teach you, but there are certain things you should know. Then when you have those right information, what it means, be courageous, refresh your thinking, and implement what you have learned. Don't be scared to implement what you have learned. It's just like great athletes and coaches. You see that coach athletes, they are always adjusting and tweaking their approaches to their sports. The same thing applies to leaders in the workplace. You must continually tweak things, adjust things to suit what you want to do. The only thing that is cast in the workplace is your vision, what you want to achieve. But your mission statement and your methodology can change from time to time to achieve that vision. So execution is key. In fact, execution is key, is 80%, while vision is 20%. Not that vision is not important. Vision is important before we open the company. But after we've opened the company, we need to execute and execute right and rightly so that we know exactly what we're doing to achieve that vision. So it's important. Okay. The last point for today, This is a series. I'll be teaching timeless, this timeless leadership lessons this week, this Monday, and next Monday, because it's a bit wide. So I don't want to pump you with everything. There's no time, and we have an 1 hour mark. So I try to respect that. But tomorrow next Monday we'll do the concluding part. Don't miss it. It's going to be very interesting. I've made that part very interesting for you. I hope to see you next week. But this is the last point. The wise man forfeits his fortune when he does not trust in himself. That's a saying. The wise man will forfeit his fortune when he doesn't trust himself. Trusting yourself is the ability to know your strengths well enough, and that they allow you to navigate your workplace successfully and influence others. Strength. I keep saying you must do a SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis for your strength, your weakness, opportunities, and threats to you as a person, to you as an organization, is the ability to trust your gods. You must be able to trust your gods and know that when preparation meets the opportunities that are in front of you, your natural talents, capabilities, and skill set will get you through any situation. Don't be looking for a contract of 100 million naira when you don't have the capacity, you don't have the staff, you don't have the capacity to be able to execute it. I've seen young men take on contracts that have wrecked them. Instead of the contract being a blessing to them, it has become a curse. Why? Because they don't have the capacity to be able, they don't even trust themselves. They just take it, I need this job, but they know deep inside that they don't trust their abilities. They don't trust themselves. And by the time they are going to look for people that know how to do it, those people will rip them off. I've been a victim of it to an extent, so I have an idea of what I'm saying to make sure it's not that it's not in my field, but at that time, I was not ready because I still didn't have some information. So it was costly. Thank God I didn't go into debt, but I learned a hard lesson that from that day I knew that I must constantly renew my abilities, my capabilities in being able to execute and give a client what I said I'm going to give to him. How many times does your God tell you to take action and you don't? You see, life is a risk. Leaving your house in the morning is a risk. Crossing the road is a risk. But the people that make it in life are the people that have that gut feeling and say, look, I will do it. But when you wait for those around you to take that calculated risk that you are being hesitant for, it means that your leadership potentials are questionable. You know, I've seen some bosses that will tell you, a friend of mine told me his boss told him, see, this thing you want to do is fine, do it, but if it doesn't work, I'll deny you in top management. What kind of boss says that? And you know that if that thing is successful, he as the head of that unit, that branch will take the glory. But he says, if it doesn't work, I will deny you. So don't wait around for people to do what you can do. Effective leadership is about timing. And when you don't trust yourself, oftentimes you miss the opportunity to create impact and influence. You miss to create opportunities. Effective leadership is about timing, knowing the right time, and when you trust yourself and you come into that right opportunity at that right time, you make that impact. When you don't trust yourself, you are irresponsibly leading others and the organization and wasting the organization's time. All of us want to have title, but do we have the guts to stick our neck out for that? Do we have the guts to stick our necks out for that, we have to as leaders. Okay, so I've given you 5 points, 5 lessons. Next week, I'll give you more, and with some exciting tales and stories to go with it. I'm a storyteller. I like to tell stories. I like to listen to stories. I go to internet. I'm listening on stories because stories help us remember. Because when I was in school, and somebody in class, what I don't remember, I'll use a story and an image to cram it more or less and move on. So that when I see that in exam, I use storyline, what was happening around that time to remember. That's why I'm always telling stories, because it helps me to remember things, and it helps you to swallow things, to understand things, and to digest things easily. So guys, on Facebook, Instagram, I see a lot of people here. I see I am Emmanuel Adewale, welcome. Jenny Decor, I see. Okay, Glenn Decor, I see Lulu, Plat Lulu here. I welcome you guys to oh, thank you for telling me happy birthday. Thank you. Chika, also thank you for coming. As we round up, I just want to say that this is our Monday. This is our Monday webinar. It's free. We started this during the pandemic last year to be of help to people, and we teach on different aspects. We have 5 areas here in Marketplace Apostles. We have 5 areas: business, career, leadership, personal finance, and relationships, how to build and sustain relationships. Even as it concerns marriages, we discussed that here. So those are our 5 areas here at Marketplace Apostles. And I teach in all that. At this webinar, I teach every time at this webinar. Thank you guys for wishing me happy birthday. Thank you so much. So we teach in these 5 areas to help you as a business person. But now you can say that you have questions. I don't take questions. I don't take questions on Mondays, but I take questions on Wednesdays, 4 p.m., 4 to 5. People ask me questions in these areas. And also, I noticed that a lot of people are asking questions in life issues, family, relationship. I talk a lot about marriage because I'm also a life coach. So if you have questions in any of these areas or in life generally, I talk on parenting here. I talk on parenting here. So if you have questions, put it out in my DM on Wednesday by 4 p.m. You can come. If you can't make it, you can go to YouTube, my YouTube channel, Uche Onoche channel. You will see it. Some of my teachings are there. You can listen to it over and over again. So I hope to see you next Monday for the concluding part of this timeless leadership lessons. Then on Wednesday, you can ask your question. What gave birth to Wednesday? What's on your mind on Wednesday is for my coaching business, my coaching platform or outfit. My coaching outfit coaches people, but that is one-on-one. It takes a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, and that is paid for because you are asking for that much of my time. So, but because of the pandemic, a lot of people were going through a lot of things. So I now said, my people and I looked at it and said, look, let us have something, some mentoring outfit, some mentoring platform where I can mentor people. And that's where this What's on Your Mind Wednesday Live came in, suggested by one of my guys. So now we are mentoring you live, but I can only mentor you once a week. But if you're interested in the coaching, you can approach me and say, look, Uche, I want you to coach me for this period, and I'm willing to pay for your time. What is it does it take? then we'll be able to do that. But if not, ask me a question on Wednesday. I'm glad. It's a free session. I'm glad to answer you. But please just do us a favor. If just help us send this link for what we do here to somebody, invite somebody next Monday and on Wednesday if they have any questions in these areas I've told you. Okay, before I leave, Make in Nigeria. Marketplace Apostle is the organizers of Make in Nigeria exhibition and conference. Make in Nigeria is the largest gathering of business people, entrepreneurs, government people in the South, and Southeast. This year is going to hold from the 7th to the 9th. The adverts are already out. You can go to market, Make in Nigeria. You can check out our handles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. You will see it there. You can also check Make in Nigeria. Also like Uche Onochie on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, so that you can get all this information for Make in Nigeria. It promises to be awesome. Awesome. We have thousands of people come. It's a powerful networking opportunity or platform for you. So prepare. It's in October 7th and 9th, so there's time. But I'll keep bringing it to you to get. We have wonderful speakers from all over the world, from the US, from South Africa, from Australia. They will be coming and they will be a blessing to you. So look forward to that. And we also have wonderful speakers here in Nigeria that will be speaking. I also will be speaking. So please make it a date. But I hope to see you on Wednesday. Ask me those questions. That's why I'm here to answer you those questions. So now we've reached the 1 hour mark. If you have questions, you can just ask me on Wednesday. I will just answer it. Thank you guys for the birthday, tribute and all that you send. God bless you guys and also honor you on your own day. So thank you guys. Hope to see you on Wednesday and next week, Monday. Have a good night rest. God bless you guys.